What? Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, hi, mate, here. Goodbye. Okay, hi, hello, we are here. We're alive. We are alive. Wow. Hello. Oh, sorry. Hello, lads. Okay, so Arknights, hello. This is the Arknights train. I'm so tired, but I need to do shit. So, Rebellion de Lamasis. I'm just gonna go straight into it because I can't be fucking bothered to wait until people are here. Where's my? Oh, there. Man, what is? Oh. Why are you here? Cause I'm playing Arknights. Why are you there? There's something going on in the village. Yeah, I hear it too. I'm hearing people shouting and hollering. Because I'm a responsible mod and I'm a responsible. I told you I'm going to stream at this time. When we returned to the village, ship repairs were completed. Ship repairs completed, we were welcomed by a rather hostile standoff. A quick count told me there were approximately 20 people assembled at the village square. Considering its population, that was pretty much the whole village. Who's that over there? Inquisitor. I think we've been found. The Inquisitor, dressed in a well-kept uniform, was about the same height as Don Quixote. The sword and lamp hanging from her waist sits in stark contrast to the more run-down, ramshackle village. She almost looked like a fixer from the city. So, the Why is everyone the size of Don Quixote? Hello, Dragon. Hello, Kale. Hello, Cows. Inquisition has discovered our village. Did you really think that you could forever stay out of the Inquisition's gaze, citizen? That's a naive dream. Fabius disappeared from the Inquisition mid-interrogation under charges of suspicion of a membership within the Church of the Deep. Last known location, Salt Flat. Smells like there's a fire outside. The other... Oh no, that smells like gasoline. What the fuck? I need to check it's not coming from the flat. Okay, we should be good, I think. How goes the gambling? I already got everything. 131 pulls, didn't spend a dime. Gee, boy, howdy, you sure that smell of gasoline is nothing? Bah-ha-ha! The other Inquisitors have informed me that you have been identified next to pirates in its fringes. From a criminal to an outlaw, what a dramatic evolution of your career. But it ends here, now. Every citizen here, including you, will be accompanying me to the Inquisition. Thanks for the advice. Read it after coming back from the movie house. Yeah. Honesty is always the best policy. Sometimes it just helps, and it's just always, like, it always helps. When communicating stuff, honesty is always the best. Just don't be rude. There's a difference between honest and blunt. And an asshole. There's a big difference. Oh my god. Bitrate is dropping hard. Are we good? Says we're stable. I'll trust it. I'll trust it a lot. They have never broken a single law, nor are they outlaws of any kind. They are not like me. They've disregarded the Inquisition's authority, evaded the gaze of the Iberia, and have found sodden coast to lurk in. Tell me I'm not supposed to find that suspicious? What are you talking about? You can't just start arresting people left and right with a tenuous suspicion like that. You shouldn't. We only wish to live a quiet life, ma'am. Is that so? Then you might find yourselves returning to this village one day, as long as you're telling the truth. Which is not an option for you, Fabius. Was Chief really a pirate? Well, yeah, but as far as I know, he's been out of the game for a while. And even when he was with the pirates, all he ever did was share Finbeast jerky to villagers. Of course, or carry Aegirians between them. Even if you're telling the truth, Mayors, I doubt the Inquisition will be lenient. Well, what now? I have but one question to ask. That Inquisitor, is she following the proper legal procedures? I don't know that much about the laws of Iberia, but Dr. Wait. Oh my god, Dr. Cowsit is told us that the words of the Inquisitors were pretty much at law here. It is likely that she is following the proper legal procedures. The procedures are precisely what the villagers have fled from, after all. Then it is decided. Alice quietly drags me to the side and whispered outside Mayor's earshot. The sinners who are right next to me seem to have picked it up, though. Executive Manager, we best immediately return the ship, take command of it, and sail out on our own. It is unwise to involve ourselves in this conflict.
What? Are you seriously suggesting we just let him arrest the villagers?
Didn't you hear what that Inquisitor said? It seems quite cut and dry to me. If this is just standard procedure with no local laws broken, then we are in no place to involve ourselves. Our best hope is to take the ship before they impound that, too. We can't do... Where's Doggy Hurdy in all this? Even if it's standard procedure, even if they're working with the law, it's not... You stayed up to hear Bay's story too, didn't you? You know, the Incop Inquisitors were working within the law too. And they came for the village, that was standard procedure too. Sinclair. If anyone had stepped in then. I know what you went through, but I'd still rather not take a risk in an unfamiliar environment like this. I will try my best to figure out how to sail that ship. If I cannot, then I have faith in Ishmael that quickly learned its controls. I can't say you're wrong, but I don't know. Neither you or I know about the ocean currents here, Harris. We could get the ship going, but I can't guarantee that we'll reach the dimensional door without any trouble. Do you know anything about the sea currents in this region? Not much, but I know the coastal sea somewhat. And you can't fight the Inquisitors directly here in Iberia. Fleeing with the ship might be the better option. Oh, what should we do, Dante? I guess it's kind of awkward for us to just take the ship and go, huh? How about we try to talk to the Inquisitors, then? I think we should at least try to hear them out first, them being the Inquisitor-in-Chief both.
If the discussion goes well, we might even be able to get the Inquisition's support. Like Mr. Hongwu said, we should hear them out first, then try to convince them.
I agreed with them both. First... Oh... I'm dying. I died. Let's see what the Inquisitor has to say. Rabbit's right, she says? Are you certain the translation was accurate, Sinclair? Right. There's no way Ryosha would choose anything other than violence, right? Idiots. It's because the other options are pointless. Inquisitors have seen us. We're already under suspicion. Will doubtless try to stop us if we flee now. So talk first to lower her guard, then attack. Pretty sure that's not what Amiya meant. Well, if she's already onto us, then we shouldn't give her an excuse to attack us by running away. I was wondering what you were doing over there, lurking in the background. A clock-shaped head? Are you from the Colombian Union?
They're wearing a clock for a head due to reasons, but they have nothing to do with the Colombian Union.
What's the Colombian Union? TikTok? What? Which language are they speaking? Regardless, whether from your Colombo or not, you're clearly not from Iberia, let alone this village. You're not wrong, but I think there's been a bit of a misunderstanding. I'm quite certain you don't know enough about these villages to stand between them and an Inquisitor. How long have you been staying here? 2 days?
Buddy, don't just tell her that.
2 days?! Alright, enough with the chicanery. Get out of my way, insider. Outsider. Who cares? The attempt to see appears to have made up quite the unstable ground.
Please lend us your ear for a minute, Inquisitor. I am Amia, leader of Rhode Island. Yes, I'm aware that Iberia's closed border situation.
I felt hope swelling with me as Amia began to confidence, unlike Sinclair. Alas, it was short-lived. Thanks to the Inquisitor's quick retort, I couldn't help but place my palm against my forehead at an exchange that followed. Oh, so not only are we dealing with the outsiders of dubious origin, we had illegal entry as well?
We had to because the issue demands urgency and...
I have been briefed. Brazenly crossed the border, didn't you? I don't know how urgent that issue could be, but I doubt it's anything more significant than the other situation at hand for Iberia and its Inquisition. The High Inquisitor is handling Rhode Island's issue. Stay put and await the consequences while he and that chatty med doctor of yours talk it out. Do know that your treatment may depend on their negotiating skills. If Verg was her, she could perfectly understand Dante. Virgilius is bullshitting us. Oh, you know, no, Virgilius just fucking intuits what we say and then goes from there.
As for the village chief, I understand that you have the right to arrest him, as he is a fugitive who has fled from the middle of the interrogation and has been sailing with pirates. However, it is an inhumane treatment to arrest the rest of the villagers as well.
Inhumane? This decision is well within my rights bestowed upon the Inquisition. They've lived for years. Right next to that highly suspicious egg. The Inquisition must investigate the rest of them as well to verify whether they have committed any acts of treason against our laws.
This isn't going anywhere, is it?
Listen, they've been surviving for years upon years by the coast without the protection of the Inquisition, and that simply cannot make sense.
Oi, I think I've heard enough coming out of you. Ain't it funny how you're blaming them for what is essentially a failure of your own for your responsibilities? And now you roll up here only to go, they shouldn't be alive, I'm arresting them all. What are you, saying that these people should all be dead or something?
I am. There's no other way to cover it. People should shouldn't be allowed to survive in a place like this. Not for this long. The Inquisitor's reply seemed to have fanned Heathcliff's wrath as he lifted the bat and began striding forward.
That's it. Lass, if you ever so much as touch the tip of your village's hair...
Please calm yourself, Heathcliff. But Hong Lu stepped in between them.
Get your bloody hands off me! I've had enough about her!
Continuing to threaten her would cause something irrevocably bad to happen. I believe you know that yourself, Heathcliff.
What do you suggest, then? We're clearly not making any progress by trying to talk this out.
Excuse me, Miss Inquisitor? What do you mean that people shouldn't be able to survive in a place like this? I meant it literally. Even by some miracle that they actually do survive, they should at least be suffering from endless hunger, struggling to their wits' end at the inevitability of the calamity. But they look too healthy. The heck? Then shouldn't you be applauding them for managing to survive through so much hardship? I'm an Inquisitor. I'm not some crazy person on a power high who goes around accosting and arresting civilians of Iberia straight to the gallows, okay? I have more than enough probable cause to take them in for interrogation. It's just that I don't have the time or energy to explain every single one of them to you outsiders. I promise them a fair judgment, whichever way that may be, after a proper investigation. So stop it with this obstruction of justice. The Inquisitor brandished her rapier threateningly, her voice shaking with frustration. Dante, without the full picture of the circumstances, Faust advises against further antagonization of a local political authority. I agree with Faust. I get the feeling that she is some kind of heartless inquisitor that goes around indiscriminately executing innocents, like Miss Mayos told us about earlier. I don't think she's anything like the Inquisitors of Encorp we saw back at Cal W. They were right. We didn't have the full picture of the circumstances. Getting in the way of an Inquisitor, who was clearly a rather significant political entity in the area, was most likely a bad idea. Isn't the Inquisitor's job to answer your question? It isn't the Inquisitor's job to answer your questions. Continue to obstruct me, then... As the standoff was showing no signs of ending.
Miss Mayes?
I can answer your questions, so for now, let's do as the Inquisitor says. Mayes, who had been hiding behind us since we returned to the village, suddenly stepped forward. Yet, what of thy grandfather and the villagers? It's alright. I'm sure this is happening only because the Inquisitor doesn't know. Does she know? Sorry, I am checking a few things. They got me. They got me in the streets. They got my ass. I'm dead. I died, Dante. I died.
What do you mean you'll answer the questions?
About the profound silence. May's response to ours was but a single concept. I didn't quite grasp its significance, but it seemed to surprise the Inquisitor. That's what they call the calamity that destroyed Iberia. Wow.
Spinning cock.
You. Decades ago, a great wave ravaged through Iberia. It wasn't long before the seaborns carried by the waves diminished Iberia's brilliant civilization to this. The waves. The profound silence, then, must have reduced the villages to its current state as well. Is there any reason it's called profound silence? Doesn't seem to be the most appropriate moniker for a calamity like that. I think you have no game audio? Oh my god. No one told me, bruh! There we go. For real, guys? We were just sitting here with no game audio and fucking hell. Alright. It's because the sea went dead silent before the waves came. The silence then claimed the ships out at sea, then the cities of Iberia, then the Iberians. No one could say a word in the face of the ineffable calamity. Well, just what are you? No average Iberian citizen should be privy to any of that the information you're sharing. And the Church of the Deep is really capitalizing on the pandemonium that followed the profound silence. They pretend to be Aegir from the sea, delude the citizenry of Iberia, and are sowing chaos in her lands.
That's why they're arresting the Aegir left and right. I can see the thought process, but... Huh.
So it's understandable why the Inquisitor would want to arrest us.
Dante. This isn't good. Sharing that seems to have been some kind of a taboo-like thing for the Inquisition. The Inquisitor wordlessly stared at Mayos, her eyes filled with traces of anger and confusion, but she's afraid.
There was fear in the face of a threat. Not the fear of the terrified, no. It's the fear of someone who's suddenly confronted with something they must destroy. The High Inquisitor once told me, should I come across an Aegir who knows too much, there's a sliver of a chance that they may be of assistance to Iberia. Cease! Thou art threatening the innocent by thy brandishing of the firearm, but most are seduced by the allure of the sea. Thus, they are, with little doubt, our foes. I've got a bad feeling. I've got a bad feeling about this, guys. Shut the fuck up, Dante. Get out of my way, outsider. Final warning. Run! Quick on the uptake as always, Rhodia slung Mayors over her shoulder and ran past the villagers, while the sinners scattered in all directions to distract the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor draws her firearm, and in the midst of all that action, Don Quixote rushed towards the Inquisitor without a moment's hesitation. Don Quixote? Thou shalt go no further! I, a fixer of justice, shalt abide as thou persecute them! Forsooth, 'tis a battle delayed, not avoided. This clash is inevitable. In that moment of crisis, seconds before this could be irrevocably make us a new enemy. Monthly. A large obsidian crystallization in the shape of a monster bursts forth between the two of them. Gah! Who is it this time? Oh my god, it's Calcit. That's enough of meaningless bickering.
Dr. Calcit!
Do you know her?
Yes. She's Dr. Calcit, Rhode Island Medical Departments. Ah, Dr. Calcit, behind you!
Shoot first, talk later, is it? The negotiations are over. From this moment onward, Rhodes Island is now operating within legal capacity of Iberian territory under the Inquisition's authorization. The Inquisitor fired a blast of that firearm-looking weapon, but the monster summoned by Calcit managed to deflect it. And the cannonball thrown from the weapon punched clean through the wall of the building we stayed in the night in, before punching through several other buildings behind it. That was enough to instantly freeze the sinners and the villagers on the spot. That penetrated a building. Though their walls may be weaker than the head's standard for what counts as a building's exterior wall, to punch through so many is... What a precise point it makes. Now's not the time to be standing around and repress! It's a violation of a taboo that have much penetrative power in a firearm. We're not in this city. Don't lose your heads over this. Taboos don't apply here. Aldous, you're too quick on the uptake. Aldous, that's suspicious. How quickly you're quick on the uptake about not being in the city. Have you been out of the city before? I mean, the Odyssey, she probably has. She definitely has. But how much? Now, that's the question I have. How much? Enough to be used to this idea of throwing away your taboos? My head knows that to be true, yet my heart finds it difficult to be still. That is enough of that discussion for now. It is advisable that we carefully observe and grasp the situation at hand instead of deliberating on a taboo of the jurisdiction of which we do not reach this far. Let the girl be happy, bitch. She is no longer bound by silly things like laws. There are no war crimes in the fucking city except for the taboos. I was talking about this really recently. A lot of us put our expectations on the city, and I don't agree with that. Because Gregor was a child soldier. That's not illegal. Being a child soldier, that's not a crime. Like, hiring child soldiers, the head doesn't have a law against that. It's immoral. It's reprehensible. The Honor Association doesn't allow you to sign up unless you're 21. But corporation? They don't care. So the city doesn't care about child soldiers.
Yeah, so the situation's gotten slightly better, right?
If she's Amir's friend, she's our ally. Besides, she's got some super powerful looking prosthetic? Prosthetic gear looking thing, though. Is that what you think? I apologize for the disappointment, but I am not on anyone's side. In other words, your particular denominations of ally might not be entirely correct. Do let it do girl things like crimes against humanity. Sure. However, if I define my allegiance, then let me inform you that the closest label would be I am the Inquisitor Irene's ally.
Dr. Couchset.
Emiya, outsiders. As much as you would like to deny it, the Inquisitor's suspicions are true. While it can be said the process by which she reached that conclusion was unfair, the conclusion itself is without a doubt correct.
So they're actually connected to the Church of the Deep?
That is one way to put it. To be more precise, they aren't connected to the Church of the Deep. They are the Church of the Deep. Perhaps the village itself is a dilapidated church of their congregation. Our village? Church? Just look at our buildings! Where would we even congregate? Your thoughts, Faust? There are not many resources by which we may analyze the decision. However, the fact that Emiya's colleagues made the same argument as the Inquisitor brings the accused defense into question. Yet, I can hardly believe that Miss Young Mayers is lying to us.
Hold on, you've been chatting plenty with that Inquisition or whatever. How do we know you weren't aligned with them the whole time?
I see. You're not really entirely in the dark. An expected outcome, given that all of you may be from a place far beyond that dimensional door. Mayors, I love her. Baby. As fortune should have it, there is no place for you to know it anyway. Truth is truth unchanging, without acceptance from an errant group of outsiders. Besides, soon...
I'm sorry. It seems that we've mired you in this trouble.
Say no such thing! We shall not abide by one such injustice as perpetrated before our eyes.
The village has already identified by the Inquisition, and the Inquisition has even brought an ally. It seems unlikely that the Word shall resolve this conflict, but we promise you, we will take responsibility for what is done. We have benefited far too much from your warmth and kindness not to do so. The village chief, with a benevolent look, pulls out a dagger from his cloth. And I immediately knew what Kaltsid was about to say. Take responsibility? You don't have to go that far. Oh! Blimey! We are now departing for the sea. Yet, as we cannot bring ourselves to leave you here, I must ask you join us for this journey. Become our bloodkin.
What are you doing? Stop! The unanticipated, or perhaps I was simply in denial of this rising dread. Ambush did not end there. Damn it! The Inquisitor was right! He didn't say anything! Oh, Messon, I love you! The villagers suddenly began shanking the sinners with the weapons they had concealed in their clothes, and it seemed that they were coming for me as well. Emiya, on your left! Emiya materialized a black ribbon-like apparition, parrying away the dagger and flying in my direction. But another villager rushed in and taking advantage of the opening. The charging villager's back was made a visceral crunchy noise. So, someone from them away. Didn't mean to be this late. Scotty, let me catch you up to speed. I know this situation. This fishy smell is what I went to investigate earlier. Well, what about the sinners? Like Emiya and I, who managed to survive the initial ambush, the sinners weren't doing so well. At least we had a silver lining in that Inquisitor and Kaltsid's quick understanding of the situation and subsequent retaliation led to the villagers away from the sinners. How? I didn't notice any hostility or aggression.
What an odd thing to say. Why would we hold any animosity against you? Why would we intend to kill you? We are not trying to hurt you. We are simply trying to give you a form better suited for the sea. Until we were obstructed.
I apologize for our unfamiliarity has caused you trouble, Inquisitor. I won't make a big stink about what happened. What's truly unforgivable is that the heretics tried to take advantage of the ignorance of outsiders to flee the Inquisition. Even if you are... Sorry, I have a burrito. It's really good. Goddamn. God motherfucker damn. That's a good ass burrito. Even if you are outsiders, any lives lost on Iberian soil are my responsibility. It's my fault. I'm sorry it came to this. Wait, lives lost? We're still alive, you know. We could shake off a stab wound like... This is the most unfortunate, outsider. Huh? What? Your friends are either going to die and turn into seaborns. The daggers that stabbed them were laced with the flesh of the sea terrors. Once that happens, most die, and the survivors become overridden by their cells, become nothing more than another sea monster. What? That's not a very big deal? Everyone was acting like this was it for the cities, but hey, I should be able to deal with this by turning the clock. It's not that bad. My only concern was that I didn't know what would happen if I tried to bring them back after they're fully transformed into seaborns. The golden bow helped with the whale's polidification effects, but I had no idea how it would interact with seaborn transformations. We should just kill them before they turn. I know this must be very hard for you, but what? Sorry to bother you with this, but you can kill my friend. Can you kill my friends? And preferably in the least painful way, you know? Oh, sorry, was that last part kind of too much to ask?
Wait, don't give up already. If we bring them back to Rhodes Island, we should be able to do something to help them.
How should I explain this? Guys, can you... Dante, I know what you mean, but I just can't right now.
My strength has rapidly deteriorated since the ambush.
It's kind of tingly too, so maybe they used to be paralytic cocktail? Yeah, of course you would recognize that. Ugh. Honglo! Dying hasn't come up that much yet. Yeah, when normally we die through a lot of counters. Just trust me this one time. I can assure you that I'm just not giving up on them. But... Emiya, can you understand the outsider's speech? Yes,
it's just that they're making a pretty difficult request. They want me to kill all of their friends before they transform into seaborns.
Okay.
And before we even knew it, Scotty had already decapitated the sitters, none of whom resisted.
Mia seemed to have been taken aback by how fast Scotty jumped into action. But what are you doing? Scotty?
Scotty!
Don't let this spook you. This is just how we roll. The clock turns. The decapitated head creeps towards the headless torsos, connecting with the threads of blood. The sensation is that of reversal. It feels as though the sinners and I are severed heads from the rest of the world, rewinding in isolation. Is this rewinding us going back in time? Or are we defying the concept itself? What the fuck do you mean? What? Huh? What? Why? What? This pain is multifold worse than the sensation of a straightforward decapitation. The pain is in the heart. As the current of death reverses, I sense a deep, crushing isolation.
Their wounds are disappearing.
Resurrection. Metempsychosis. Or time reversal? Puzzling. I have no knowledge with which to interpret this technology. The cost seems to be that the pain is transferred to the one who rewinds. But that seems too small a price for such a great power. The discussion of whether... That's what I'm saying, Colton! No, seriously! There has to be something to do with the pain being taken on, something to do with time reversing. What is happening with the revival? I know it's what the fuck, man? And we're probably not going to get answers for a long time, but they're doing something that no one else in the city had been brave enough to try, and that isn't a taboo. though the discussion of whether this can be considered categorized as power should be explored later. I couldn't stop shaking. All of my limbs were trembling from the icy solitude. Still, I took a moment to collect myself, and I ordered the sinners. I don't know just what they were thinking, but... Oh my god! Oh! Okay. Okay, the sin is aura farming! The sin is aura farming! Hello? Hello? Look at Don! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! We should be able to find out once we take them down. Maresalt's just over there fucking... Only one... Wait, what? Only one is gloved. What? I thought he had 2 gloves. Oh, he's hiding the hand. Aldous... Heathcliff's just getting back up. Rhodia... Rodian's mimicking Lee hang on the bridge. Yeah, yeah. You dared deceive the executive manager and tried to take their life. Prepare thyself, for thou shalt not pay the price for making a mockery of justice. Yeah, we can't just let this slide, you know? We can't just let this slide, you know? How unfortunate. I had high hopes that all of you would become fine bloodkins. Where is your anger? Where's your rage? Rise, rise, rise! It's always glossed over. I think it's thematic because... Senpai's cultist skill had a new status? Cool. I think it's a lot because it's the sort of theming of Dante being treated as an object, as someone treated to just bring back the dead. Is why it's not that much of a theme of like the pain Dante feels or just the revival process. It's because he's treated like, well, you're supposed to do this. And it only becomes a theme when the sinners are kind of concerned about him, and I like that.
와우, 벌써 재료를 저기까지 손질해둔 것이오? 오늘 공장 일찍 문 닫을 수 있을 것 같죠?
Here it is, Doom Yurigo. Beautiful. I believe in you. I shouldn't have.
이 정도 탕로의 허덕이나.
차포잡이라 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나.
I getting sinking when I hit you? Ugh. Your defense skill or some shit, bro. This fucking guy. Cell injection. Oh man, why did I have to give Gregor that? That's depressing to give Gregor. You'll live.
불가 위야 막아내지 못해.
I don't have much thoughts about Maze. I think they're kind of nothing burger. I'm not gonna lie.
한 점만 노린다.
원더풀한 선택이었어 나리. 저들의 약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로군. 이번엔 네 놈인가? 나도
그대로 꿰어소리라.
옳다.
Gregor, stab yourself.
눈부시지 않다고 두려워하지
Wait, he doesn't even stab himself. He's just going to like that, I guess. God, he's so cool.
후에 마저 하지.
I mean, Farhan, I'm not the best judge of what girls are cute or not. I wonder why. Who knows? Shrug. Must be like some weird thing. We need a lot more gluttony. We need a bit more gloom and a bit more pride.
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
Trigger got shaved. No! Answer me. Hey, Shoepax. That wasn't much. Oh my god, is she using her skill 3 for free? What the fuck? Oh, okay, now you're doing the. Oh, okay, I see how it is.
감동적이지 않을 수 없네. 해결사 용기에 이런 있었지. 어디 보자.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 딴데 적합한 조치였습니다. 남길만은 없겠지.
판도는 유리하나 교만하면 뒤집어지는 거. 그래서 어쩌라는 거지?
Oh no.
그걸 꼭 말로 해야 하나?
사격 개시. 흐릿한 동화, 곱게 적은 종이의 번쩍거림, 식구의 하늘, 용이되어
Hell yeah.
빈 벼루에 나와 결을 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 젖이 마르게 하는 편이 깊은 수를 사주시는 거지.
엄청나게 강한 일격을.
Let me stealth marine crossover. I don't know. I like to imagine stuff that could happen. Sadly, I don't think that's in the cards.
교만하면 뒤집어지는 법. 그래서 어쩌라는 거지? 경계. 그걸 꼭 말로 해야 하나? 나선 속을 벗어날 순 없다. 경외감 속에 숨어. 시선에
God damn it.
전투 감각 하나만큼은 수감자가 되어도 훌륭하긴 하군. 이제 그
Wait, I think they're heading to... He's running himself into the deep dead end. Are they seeking refuge at sea? Wait, that's where the ship is! That's where they're headed! They're trying to board this vessel, Massus. Wait, but we never told them that the ship was repaired! So how?
Ain't it obvious? Whole village is in on it. It ain't a surprise that they sent someone to spy on us. Or they had no way to get the ship floating even in its broken state.
Vessel? Massus? Vessel Rebellion de la Massus. That ship that's moored at the port in that direction. Wait, it can't be! Irene, who was preoccupied with battling the rest of the followers of the Church of the Deep, who were in hiding, quickly gave chase. But far east of the villages, we're already aboard the repaired ship, slowly departing harbour with a horde of sea terrors between us and them. How could a vessel of that size become operational this fast? The exterior, the name, it must have been constructed during the golden age of Liberia. But how were we supposed to chase that? What if we built a raft and rode after them?
Mate, come on.
Sea's full of sea terrors, it won't get very far before it sinks. Do you see something, Mia? You keep looking in that direction. Oh. The vessel master soon disappeared into the mist and the village was left empty with no real sign of people ever having been there, as though this getaway had all been premeditated, leaving only mayors.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼구나. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만
God damn, we're
세월이 지나면
rich.
홍우는 그제야 알게 되겠지. 이 홍로가
Damn it, why can't we just go and take any ship to go after it?
It's a research vessel, it can't possibly be very fast. This'll be difficult. Even if it is a research vessel, I'm sure it was constructed during the golden age of Iberia. No average ship could keep up with it. Which is a problem, as I doubt we have any ship that could travel at the same speed. We only got a few small vessels left, which are whole anchored too far from this location to be feasible options.
Do we have any resources?
No, not unless we can identify the exact location of this vessel. Her hair looks like someone pissed on Faust. Or Faust was growing mold. She looks moldy. Which is the real problem. We can find ourselves a ship to go after them, yes, but most Eyes of Iberia, the lighthouses, were lost during the profound silence. Which, wait, when you say most, you mean there's some left? Just one, as far as I know. The one in Grand Faro, but the lighthouse cannot be used at this moment. There's another. There's a lighthouse you can use.
Really?
Are you really going to give one of the villages to benefit of the doubt? Yet young Scotty hath already confirmed her to be safe. All I confirmed is whether she's a Seaborn or not. Can't know if she's a cultist. 'Tis true, yet. Once we saw that Mayers was left all on her own, we decided to have her accompany us at all times to keep her within Irene's eyeshot. Can't possibly blame her for what happened, given Sadi's confirmation that she doesn't have anything to do with those sea monsters. Besides, they had all left her behind. But Irene still seemed to harbor a bit of suspicion. The problem with the Aegir is that she simply knows too much. Where she could have possibly gained all access to all that information. So you can't answer the question. Let's think about it this way. What if we were to ask her what we don't know? The location of that lighthouse, for example. They're taking rapidly. What did they say?
Dante says that we should approach it differently and ask her what we don't know, like the location of that lighthouse.
Seems like a reasonable suggestion to me. Or does the Inquisitor have an alternate solution to this conundrum? No, but... Fine, let's hear it. I want to interrogate you about how you have access to things that even us Inquisitors don't know. At least not right now. Meta, Dead Lighthouse. That's our village name. Somewhere a little ways off from the coastline, there's an intact eye of Iberia of the sea, though it is mostly destroyed when the profound silence swept through. Off the coastline? Is it not connected to the land? I think it used to be until it sank. We should be able to procure ourselves enough wood and material from the village to build a raft. Is it near enough for a raft to be means of access? The water's not great today, but it should do. It's not very far from the coast. Even you? You're going to trust the Aegir? I don't see why I shouldn't. I understand that Iberian mistrust of Aegir is quite profound, yet such sentiment is hollow to the rest of us. Inquisitor Irene, what do you feel when you saw Rhode Island operator? If you're talking about the goddess, nothing in particular, other than the slight annoyance when she accused me of being inhumane. So you didn't harbor any hostilities nor disgust, not that you would have felt any sense of sympathy or empathy either. I thought I have no history of feelings for or against the Aegir. Such must be the same for the outsiders.
What's she on about?
Racism, Heathcliff. Racism. Finding the vessel Fabius commandeered will be a benefit to us all. Limbus Company will gain an opportunity to return to the city via the dimensional door, while Rhodes Island will have the chance to study it at a closer proximity. And the Inquisition will gain the possession of this vessel, with which technology from the Iberian Golden Age is contained. You're just going to hand that over to the Inquisition? Why should we covet what was once Iberia's? But there certainly are aspects to that vessel that draw interest. I already have a state-of-the-art masterpiece knowledge known as Mephistopheles. As far as that can be guaranteed, I see no reason to refuse. Irene eventually agreed to put her trust in Mayers. We're in luck. Executive Manager, it is quite fortunate that our interests align exactly with that of the first strangers we encountered in a strange land. Yeah, you would know, wouldn't you? Lucky is right. Imagine if we were back in the city. It would have taken them like 3 or 4 distortion hunts to come to that agreement.
Sorry to have to saddle with you with this, Mayers. Please lead us to this lighthouse.
Okay, happily. So, when you said almost destroyed, how almost destroyed is it? I heard that the light faded for the lighthouse a long time ago, but the shape still stands. At least it was when I saw it a few months ago. The lighthouse is in an inoperable state. We're going to need an expert technician to get it back in working order. Technology is based completely divorced from the popular application of originium technology, so I doubt there's anyone who could work it any more than.
You needn't worry about that. Here, we have an engineer and a researcher who are geniuses even among those in the city. And we should be able to manage most mechanical failures.
Today is just revelation after revelation, huh?
I can vouch for Limbus Company's skills.
I can also work on similar tasks. I've learned a thing or two about helping out Gramps. Stuff about the lighthouse and various tech stuff. Well, then, should we all head to the lighthouse together? Lighthouse together? Well, everyone's certain. No, I'll be leaving the group in a moment. Amir will accompany you instead. What? After all that, you're just going to go off on your own? Yes, to join the Doctor. It is imperative for the successful execution of this mission. This motherfucker will not show us the Doctor. Let Dante and the Doctor meet already, god damn it. Stop fucking teasing me. How does hyping someone who is not Dante? This is character growth. Oh, sorry. Of course, that hinges on Amaya and Scouty removing behind here to assist the rest of you. Thus, I will leave it to the rest of you to take out the Eye of Iberia, the lighthouse, back. When Game mentioned Colombian Union, remember what country that place is based on? Maybe Colombia? Other than that, I don't know. Flowerheart, keep in mind I don't know Arknights. I don't know anything about Arknights. Like, at all. Wait, what do you mean take back the lighthouse? Is this something of someone out there who's taken over the lighthouse called the Eye of Iberia? It's a likely supposition. Emilia, what did the manager of Limbus Company say? They're asking
if the lighthouse has been taken over by something.
Not a bad intuition. Yes, there is a high likelihood that the structure has already been overrun by sea terrors. I don't know about overrun, but I've encountered them a few times when we approached it, too, closely. It's actually based in the USA. Cool. Sorry, I don't care that much about Arknight's lore, I won't lie. This is interesting stuff, but it's not Project Moon. And it never will be. Normally, this is hardly enough for the personal attempt to raid of a lighthouse, but it's... Are there any limitations to their revival? There are no restrictions, as long as Dante, the manager, house survives. However, do note that efficiency depreciates with prolonged battles due to mounting mental stress on the manager. No need to change the plan then. Mia, amuse the communications to alert me as soon as you are able to identify the coordinates of the vessel at the lighthouse. First reaction to Dante was cloak for a head. What are you, American? Sorry, I'm spacing out a lot. If luck would have it, we should be able to reduce the time it takes to complete that retrieval mission. Oh, sorry. Okay, so long as you're not taking everyone with you. If it's just her who's leaving, then go ahead. I think we should be fine too.
Then let us commence the vessel mass retrieval. Righto, step one of the plans are off, right? Let's get on with it.
It's done. Let's go. What? Why are you looking at us like that? Is there something bothering you? Must you ask? Look how proactive and quick she is to jump to action. Certainly lives up to the image of an employee working for a large corporation.
Thanks, Outfist, for that charitable view, I guess.
Thanks to Scotty, who had already finished the first step of the plan, we were able to move on to the step 2 immediately. She wasn't complimenting you, she was dissing us.
내 명을 들은 시비수 결집이다.
After a while of carefully sailing on Scully's raft across the coastal cliffs, a gargantuan, shrouded lighthouse emerged from the thick mist. Eyes of Iberia. Even if in its dilapidated, ruined state. Such as that once monumental and sensitive are apparent on the exterior construction of this lighthouse. By the way, Mia is 14. Huh. And? Yeah, I'm not surprised that's a child. As I was a bit to its growing age, sorry, I'm spacing out a lot. You really know everything, don't you? As she said, but these lighthouses are nothing but graveyards of countless inquisitors and soldiers in the penal battalion. No one's attempted to retrieve a lighthouse has ever survived the expedition. Can you please not say scary stuff like that, Miss Irene? We're literally about to walk into one. Don't you ever go quit chirping? What are you, foul beast? Stop yapping in my ear! Why is this one a coward unlike the rest of you outsiders? I'm not a coward, I'm just voicing my... She did say something pretty concerning stuff. How long do you think the repairs will take? Its exterior is rather heavily damaged. However, from what is visible from the outside, its interior is still quite intact. With Miss Faust's expertise, it should not take very long. Yuseng suggested with a small smile, but Faust maintained her silence for the entire journey to the lighthouse. Then said something pretty concerning in response. Of course, my wit remains unmarred, even in such uncertainties. The currents are pretty wild. Put a child at the head of corporations, she's still in good stall, but still. She's goated. I believe in her. Cole, do you have, like, school? Someone's going to have to stay behind and keep an eye on the raft. We can't just let it go, leave it here unattended. But I don't know if we could carry it either. I'll stay here and protect the ship.
Are you sure you can handle this alone? I know you're strong, but maybe 1 or 2 more people should stay behind, just in case.
No, don't need them. Sea terrors will swarm the island if I go with you anyway. This has nothing to do with you.
So what she's trying to say is she's worried about you not having enough people to take on the lighthouse when she can handle this area alone. That's why she is okay with staying behind alone. Thanks for explaining. Some people just can't help it but hop it through an extra hoop, I guess.
Well then, let's trust her.
We'll be back, Scotty.
Luckily, we didn't run into any sea terrors on our way to the lighthouse gates. The problem was that the gates were bound shut by strange blue tissues. Reminds me of that airport branch back at UCorp, but that one was white. I don't think I could do anything to force it open myself, so... Guys, can you pry open this door?
Oi! Oi! Move over! I'll pull from the right side, you grab the left end.
We'll pull together. 1, 2, 3! 1, 2, 3! Uh-huh!
So there's off for you.
What are you doing?
The door is firmly secured in place.
This flesh tissue regenerates as soon as it's torn. Perhaps you'll need to tap into a wilder form of artist to get this open. Well, what now? The strange flesh tissue growing on the gates is sea terror. It reacts to the lamp, but it's grown too much to be affected by it in any meaningful capacity.
Scotty may be able to open this door with her incredible strength, but...
Should I go fetch her? But I think she's already fighting off the sea terrors from sinking in the raft.
So we're all on our own.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Holy shit! Oh my god! Sorry, jump scare! Maybe there's an identity card or ego that I could use to get through this. So which one? Huh? Just as I was pondering a familiar question, a faint black glow came into view that devoured my sight. It's no intuition or inspiration. It's different from those sudden flashes of realization. And it's not the star of that day that I think of time to time. It's not the horrible door that I see every time I turn the clock either. The formless and black space in which I am not permitted to see. A faint noise, a whisper cuts through it. And through that opening, I see light. I reach out into that opening and see Scotty, born from a very, very warm gaze. Scotty? Powerful imagery crashes onto me like the waves. Scotty, the staggering dancer wielding a blade. Scotty, who flaunts her flowing locks. And Scotty, the singer humming in a low voice. But beyond the fringes of cognition, Scotty's existence has become engraved. The sinner who can wrestle and control the oceanic tidal power is...
Dante, are you alright?
I'm good. And I don't think we need to send for Scotty.
What?
Hey, Ishmael. I've never used this ego before, but I need you to trust me and accept it. What? An ego? I nod quietly. Well, it's not like we ever get to have a practice run with those ego. Whatever it is, it seems to be our manager's found a solution. Her confusion is short-lived. She lets out a carefree laughter before stepping in forward, boldly twirling her mace once. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Get corroded? Oh my god! A cannon ego! What? Cracks in the lighthouse are growing! I think she destroyed the door instead of opening it. Sorry, didn't think it'd be that strong. Well, the door's open. What are we waiting for? No, I mean, just what was that? The part where you... What? The part where I suddenly changed into a different outfit and equipped a different personality? Yes, that! Him! That is... This is most fascinating. That an ego could be drawn here, in lieu of the mirror or Mephistopheles. I think I connected to Amiya's subconscious mind. There was this strange, unfamiliar light, and I saw Amiya's emotions attached to her memories and experience. So I reached out to them.
My subconscious mind.
I just had this feeling that it would work. Sorry about peering in without asking first. But I didn't see anything other than those about Scotty. Other things about Scotty. All I needed were memories and emotions that could be used to understand the being that is Scotty.
It's okay. I also have experiences with gaining power from other people's memories and emotions to overcome difficult situations. Maybe that's how you were able to draw something from me as well, Dante.
That is a most appropriate assumption, especially in a situation in which we're delving into the principles of it's impossible. So that's called ego? Verily! Of course, Limbus Company's ego is quite distinguished from the other kinds of ego, which are bloomed from within oneself. That is... Faust, I understand, but I was about to fucking hit my floor. The call of my wallet? I already got everything, bitch. Yet it matters not. The younger mayors and the young mayor out of this. I would agree with that fool this time. The Inquisitor used an artillery projectile that penetrates the outer wall, several of them in fact, of a building, and the head did not pursue her following that breach of taboo. This is clearly not the city. It's an event reward one, yeah.
Ain't it better to let her talk her heart out than hear her moan and whine and not being able to say anything?
I am convinced. Do as you will, then. Please, please, Project Moon, let us hear what she's about to say. First reply started as Mrs. Sulking, but Don Quixote immediately began to expound upon ego to Irene and Mayors anyway. But everyone was too busy to pay attention to her, as the wet, slithering noises from a distance had to put everyone on edge. Can we do that later? We've got some cleaning up to do. Project Moon, you cowards! So there are multi-possessors past the door. I think any sea terrors from the sea are converging around Skadi. Which means our only roadblocks are sea terrors still lingering around the lighthouse. Let's go. Let's take this lighthouse back.
선물을 잔뜩 만들 수 있을 것 같음. 기쁘고 신나는 날이요. 꿰뚫어 퍼지리.
Holy shit, stream is so behind.
목을 떨고 주마.
Yeah, no, my connection seems to be less consistent and I don't know why. Let me check something. No. Not downloading anything. Connection does not seem the best.
엄청나게 강한 일격을.
전투 감각 하나만큼은 수감자가 되어도 훌륭하긴 하군. 이제 그 도통 알아들을 수 없는 말투만 고치. 좋아. 좋겠어. 그래.
I'm gonna try something, chat. I'll be back.
처리하니 보는 맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
It's just me and you now, VOD lads. I'm gonna check with my roommate if he's downloading anything. Yeah, I'm... Okay. So... something's going wrong. Let me do something. Let me try this.
뭐야? 이거 멈췄나? 설마 아무런 지휘도 안 하고 가만히 있는 겁니까, 단테?
I think I've seen the problem. Something's wrong with the internet. Okay, we're trying a lot here. It's trying really hard. Let me check some internet stuff. Anyway, hi, VOD watchers. You get to see this. I'm testing the packet loss data. Okay, that's good. You should be fine.
In theory.
Were you okay? I think we're back. I think we're back. It doesn't say there's any problems. Is the Arknights collab just fucking cursed for me? What's going on, dude? I think the Arknights collab is just cursed.
나선 속을 벗어날 순 없다.
Everything seems good. I've actually put our encoder preset up higher, so in theory, stream quality should be better than usual if everything's going well.
연장 솜씨가 현란한 중. 선물 만들고
Oh my god, what are you? Heal. Die. Yeah, man, 5. Always.
눈부시지 않다. 두려워하지 마. 깔끔한 헤드샷. 놀랍다고.
와우. 벌써 재료를 저기까지 손질해둔 것이오. 오늘 공장 일찍.
Do you think like Project Muno in their office, like Kim Ji-hoon says something about a character and they're all giggle and go, "Heh, that's an evil idea. Put it in the game."
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
Limbus is just following in their footsteps.
한 점만 노린다.
차포잡이라. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나.
도끼를 보내라. 넌 푸름을 저 해충들을 도려내라.
이제 깨우치시게.
묘히 강한 길을 열어라.
나리의 속 깊은 뜻을 본인이 헤아리기엔 쉽지 않나 보네.
꿰뚫어 퍼지리. 좋아, 시원하구만.
벗어날 수 있다고 생각.
Extremely faithful to their original terrible counterparts. They seem fun. Lol, lmao. Stream quality, I see you dropping. Rise! 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 Where is your anger? Where is your rage?
고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나.
방금 전에 위대한 일격을
What's going through PTSD trips on this? Oh yeah, what's streaming?
회고해야지 않겠는가?
I hope he's got good rolls. Wish him luck for me. $242 or 3, not as good as me. That's all that matters.
나선 속을 벗어날 수 없다. 이제 깨우치시게.
Get him.
경외감 속에 숨어.
한치 눈을 떨고
세상에 대박이잖아. 시선에 눈이 멀지 않도록.
와우, 벌써 재료를 저기까지 손질해둔 것이오. 오늘 공장 일찍 문 닫을 수 있을 것 같지요.
Who are you targeting? You can do that?
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다. 좋아, 잘하구만.
Die.
길을 본다. 모험하군.
이제 깨우치시게.
Get him!
이 검은 이 명예는, 이 영광은 빗바래지 않을 테니.
Yes.
검을 휘두르지 않은
그렇게 서
자는
있으니
많다.
목이
그 검에
떨어질 수가.
길이 있는지가 중요할 뿐. 마음에 들면 들었다 솔직히.
And then he still just gets back mad and scabbard to use again in a second.
꿰뚫어 퍼지리.
Bye, Heathcliff.
깔끔한 헤드샷.
완전 프레스 선택이었어
이
나리.
작살났다고.
내 약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로군.
Stream quality is apparently dropping again.
이것밖에 못하나. 먼저 빠진다.
See, the moment I mention it, it goes back up.
오늘 공장 일찍 문 닫을 수 있을 것 같지요.
나선 속을 벗어날 수는 없다. 이제 깨우치시게.
마침내 깊은 수면에 빠지시는가. 그 정도 화력으로 우리 사무소를 막을 수
That's my
있을 줄
god.
알았냐? 저놈들 무기까지 줘서 철수하자고.
Might as well just finish.
사냥감인가. 몸이 끓어오르는군.
자, 동료들이여, 자세를 갖추고 저들을 맞이하세. 우리를 가로막는 저 시련을 해치우고 끝나지 않는 모험을 향하여.
받아볼 텐가. 목을 떨궈주마.
Give me the EX. Give me the EX fucking mirror dodge gift that just gives every attack of the game. Every ally attack of the game one attack wave.
차포잡이라. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나. 기가 튀고.
연장 솜씨가 현란하죠. 선물 만들고 도구 연습만 하는 것이요.
전격발.
확실히 훌륭하군 5번 수감자. 덕분에 위험한 순간도 넘어간 적이 많다지.
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
그 시선 경멸스럽군.
토끼를 본다.
Get him.
나라도
저 해충들을
그렇게
도려내라.
했을지.
깨우치시게.
묘이다. 길을 열어. 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠고.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 딴딴. 적당히 조치였습니다.
하나구만.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는
우와.
맛이 나는군. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
불가 위야 막아내지 못하리.
한 점만 노린다. 깔끔한 헤드샷. 머리 통에
움찔했어.
잘랐다.
저기가 약점인 것 같아.
본인에게는 그 친구만큼의 말솜씨는 없지만 그대들의 수심을 최대한 위로해 보겠네.
God damn. The year of our Lord.
인성을 찌푸리는 건가?
사격 개시.
눈부시지 않.
I've yet to see their raw heads. It costs a lot of sanity to be fair.
그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
조금 전에 위대한 일격을 기록하는 중간에 이따가 버스에서 회고해야 하지 않겠는가?
It's annoying because that's always the fucking. That's always gonna be the thing with the lowest health. Who's saying shoot that? That fucking bird that I hate.
불가 위야 막아내지 못하리. 이번엔 누군가? 나도
꿰어소리라. 마침내
It just switched. What?
넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
그 시스 경륜
결투가 그렇게 서 있으면 수감자가 되어서 훌륭하긴 하군. 이제 그 도통 알아들을 수 없는 말투만 고치면 딱 좋겠어. 4번 수감자.
Nothing bigger fights, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting here just going, man. This shit is not hard. Look, so long as you are targeting enemies. Who am I to judge you? Never mind, you're targeting Heathcliff. Get yourself some Thunderer as a treat. What's your deal, man?
사격 개시.
흐릿한 등화, 곱게 접은 종이에 번졌으니 식구의 한해 용이 되어 긴 벼로에 남았구나.
입이 가물어지지 않을 정도의 일격이었네.
Assault. Assault. That fucking pronunciation that I hate.
벌써 재료를 저기까지
Holy
손질해
shit, there's so much gay people in the field.
공장 일찍 문 닫을 수 있을 것 같지요.
Sorry, literally any Limbus company battle ever, actually. But there's a lot of guys on the field. Okay.
꿰뚫어 퍼지리. 고작 이 정도 탕로에 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
I'm so spaced out, Chad. I do actually apologize.
좋아. 깔끔한 헤드샷.
I don't know what's going on.
머리통에 적살났다.
그렇게 서 있으면 못 떨어질 수밖에.
방금 전에 위대한 일격을 기록하는 중이라네. 이따가 버스에서 회고해야 하지 않겠는가?
Just be at 40 for now, Gregor. You guys, you can wait.
불가
Wait your
위야
turn.
막아내지 못해. 경외감
Gregor's
속에
apathy? Yeah.
형.
원더풀한 선택이었어, 나리! 저들의 약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로
흐릿한 등화, 곱게 적은 종이에 번졌으니 기쁨의 하늘, 용태여, 빈 벼로에 누웠구나.
검을 휘두르지 않은 데는 많다.
깊은
그 검은
하늘에
길이 있는지가
빠지시는가.
중요해. 마음에 들면 들었다. 솔직히 말해라 자네야. 보기 드문 용장에게 칭찬을 아낄 이유가 뭐야? 시선은 눈이 멀지 않아.
방금 전에 위대한 일격을 기록하는 중이라네. 이따가 버스에서 회고해야 하지 않겠는가?
사격 개시.
이 검은, 이 명예는, 이 영광은 입가래지.
옳다. 판도는 유리하나 교만하면 뒤집어지는 법. 그래서 어떠라는 거지? 경계. 그걸 꼭 말로 해야 하나? 불가 위야.
All this or whatever.
막아내지 못하리.
저 해충들을 도려내라.
틈새.
묘야, 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나. 또 한 줄 길을 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면 홍호는 그제야 알게 되겠지. 이 홍루가 무얼 바꾸었는지를.
「
God, I'm so tired.
내 명을 들은 시비수 결집이다.
There were more sea terrors than we expected near the lighthouse, but thanks to Irene's lamp and the light of which paralyzed their nervous systems, paired with the rather narrow passageways, we were able to handle most of them without much trouble. Also, as the control room was, unlike the exterior wall, mostly undamaged. Faust shared the good news that the repairs most likely won't take very long. He's saying was
right. Fortunately, the inside is barely damaged.
How are you progressing, Miss Faust? It is almost complete. Be best prepared to leave.
And I'll radio the...
A tremor shakes the building with a loud boom, and the debris begin to fall from the ceiling. The lighthouse's precarious floor suddenly collapses from the shock. Oh, the floor's giving away! And I disconnected my fucking headphones! I think... Genuinely, chat, sit down with me. Chat, have a seat. I think the universe doesn't want me to play this fucking collab. What's going on out there? Something ran against the Eye of Iberia. I've been having connection issues that I almost never have. I'm going insane. I see Ort through the shattering through the ocean surface. The sheer explosive force turning water into mist. And it is charging at us once again. As Yusing noted, I saw a shadow of dark figure ruptured the outer wall of the lighthouse, charging ferociously at the ruined structure. The figure looked like a lot like one of those knights in the city, the western region Don Quixote would talk to us at length about.
The lighthouse might crumble at this rate.
We have to stop whatever... We have no choice. We have to stop whatever's out there. Faust, stay here. The rest of us will go and descend the lighthouse and... The lighthouse is almost fully functional. It'll only take some finishing touches to have its light shine again. Which I can handle, so I'll stay behind. Seems entirely unnecessary to leave the rest of you to you. I would much rather leave it to Faust, who's an expert. I've read about that Seaborn before. The fables and legends say that he's the last knight, and if those stories have any grain of truth in them, you're going to need all hands on deck if you haven't even a chance at stalling him. You better prepare for a few days of interrogations once I begin to bring you to the Inquisition. Your decision, Executive Manager? All hands on deck, lead the lighthouse to Mayor's. We have to put a stop to that night somehow. What the fuck? Sorry. Waves crash and violent behind the spear-wielding knight. Crest high and violent, bruh. We have to protect the already precarious lighthouse against the knight. The knight begins to charge at us, his steed splitting the very sea, and I instinctively know that this isn't going to be easy. Telling the fucking viewer, this is going to be a battle that has difficulty. One day, wheat grains he planted did not sprout. One day, he stopped feeling the scent of life between his breaths. Thus he rides against the currents, hunting after waves. He seeks the waves, reproaches them, and eventually brings them about their destruction. Faint memories, having blinked through Amiya's fathoms, flash briefly before my eyes, and the sea-born knight wields his great lance against the surfaced sea terrors. He shudders as though with repulsiveness, but he does not stop. You obstruct progress and cover the lands. That is impermissible. This is the land. The knight and the sea terrors don't necessarily have to be seen to be at the same time. Perhaps diplomacy might be a viable solution here. We are not the sea. We are not its waves. The night great lance falters with a doubt. Waves are the only thing that hold any meaning for him.
아는 것을 모른 채 할 순 없어.
敵の調子が悪くなっているみたいです。
Okay, dude. I get Virgilius. Apparently.
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
이번엔 이인가?
그대로 비웃소리라.
適した攻撃でなくても最善の選択だったはずです。
목을 떨고 주마.
Frost.
囚人の皆さんの状態を確認する必要がありそうです。管理人。
불가 우야 막아내지 못하리라. 틈끊어
단격발.
God damn it, Ryoshu.
눈부시지 않다고 두려워하지 마.
That's unfortunate.
Limbussingカンパニーの皆さんとご一緒できて本当に嬉しいです。
나 선 속을 벗어날 수는 없다.
Yay. Get that one library rune encounter.
이런 모험하군.
피가 튀고
The sinner's relentless assault upon the night begins to slow. Though we don't have anything in common with the night, cold loneliness rides his bellow. Insidious under the faint light. Are we waves of rocks in his sea? In his eyes. The sea wets our hems, giving us no time to answer the question. Ryoshu's warmth reignites the fire of determination of the rest of the sinners. In that moment, Irene raises her lamp, showering the light with its light. Night with the lights. Iberia's flame illuminates our path. Unlike the night, we are not alone. So, we did not have to endure the chilling loneliness by ourselves.
言った일도 못했어.
皆さんしっかりしてください。
언제까지 버티는 거자고.
Yeah, man.
도끼를 본다. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
바로
묘야. 길을 열어라.
Hey, hi, Confused Biscuit. Wait, if there are any problems with the stream, please tell me, because I'm not sure if there still are or not. I think we should be fine. We're looking to be fine, at least. Get him, Gregor. Could have done better stagger edging, but who cares?
この勢いに乗って
Me, I care. I'm very sad.
짐승들의 재단을 받겠다.
Doing the event final boss right now. Who thought it was a good idea to give the fight, bruh? Yeah, man. Do we not have the warning up? Oh no, we don't have the warning up anymore. Anyways.
の時です。
Yeah, thank you, Dragon. Comes into chat, says spoilers. Ah, yeah, man. Yeah, no. You're good. Not your fault. Just gonna kind of hit us hard. Vina, save me.
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
아득한 여정. 멈추지 않는 시대에서 희망과 미래를 찾아 스스로 답을 구하시길.
Done.
적자 헛수고를 퍼져나간 탄환이 어디에서든 이 머리통을 화려하게 터뜨릴 테니.
이상이 무엇이라 생각하시오?
구속구가 나의 폭력을 저지하기엔 턱없이 모자르지.
괜찮아.
バスカンパニーの皆さん、
상처는
この勢いに乗って
잊었으니까.
勝ちに行きましょう。
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
Ah.
ただならぬ気配を感じます。
Okay. Who's on the guitar? I see you.
사격개시
Slay the ocean, slay the ocean, slay the ocean.
다소 즐겁다.
이 몸을 온당히 벌하시네. 기꺼이 죄를 받아들이나이다. 총알값 아까울 놈은
The knight rides violently upon his whinnying steed and lances raised skyward. The knight rides across the sea, splitting its waves. We won't succeed at this rate. Stall him, please, even for a second. Irene directs her hand cannon towards the knight. Her aim will undulates on the same frequency as with the waves. We need a moment to recover. Top of the waves. Go for his leg, not his lance. High pitched and powerful cry resonates. Yeah, man. Messel don't let us down. Knight's steed is sending out a warning for something. Oh, bitch.
皆さん、しっかりしてください。
사격개시
The Roaring Knight! Yeah, I forgot to change stream category. Clearly, we're fighting Roaring Knight. Wrong one.
막아내지 못하리.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어 온다.
경외감 속에 숨어.
143 damage is kind of insane on this guy.
시선은
Oh, but he's saying
囚人が退却できませんでした。ダンテさんには囚人を蘇生できる能力がありましたよね。
Ezreal, she can do damage. She's so fucking fun. We need Liu Yi Sang, honestly. I did not get Miku Miku Beam from Wild PB. The knight rides upon the violently whinnying steed. Lance spreads skyward, yeah. Probably Honglu, yeah, guaranteed. The knight's fierce charge briefly wavers when Sinner Honglu jumps in its path. The Inquisitor quickly capitalizes on this moment. A blinding spark flies from her hand cannon and the knight is thrown off his steed. Dense shadow pulls under the lone light. Sorceress of teeming flesh, sliding against the flesh, can be heard from behind. Are they gathered to defeat the knight? They must have first gathered here, believing him to be one of them, until they came to a realization that the knight is a traitor to the Great Will. The knight leaps off the surface, but the sea rises violently in response to drag him back down. The waves crest high, gnawing the knight, crashing him down to the water's surface. He leaps once again, cresting waves as stepping stones. He belongs not to the sea. He stands tall against his great will, his head held high in the eternal defiance. The unremittent knight stands across the watery mountains and charges at us. I didn't actually read that. Fuck. Ah, goddammit. I was so locked in.
これがリンバスカンパニーのやり方なんですね。勉強になりました。
언제까지 버티나 보자고. 전력으로 상대해봐.
Goddamn! That's my goat right there! Okay.
바로 해주시죠.
몸소 보여주지. 어떻게 대관원을 숙여왔는지.
God damn it!
빠진다.
Okay. First try. I'm out of rounds. The lamp's almost out too. We're holding it back for now, but we won't last much longer. No BS. I can last. The lighthouse not so much. What difference does that make? Rick, how are you making it seem easy? I lost 2 sinners? That's a lot. That's a lot for having like the best characters of the game. And I used 2 Durantes against him, although I don't think the first one did anything. I think he was the same offense and defense level as us. It's a puzzle fight. Was it? I didn't figure anything out, I won't lie. Sinners were reeling from the battle against this enemy, who is more than a force of nature than a human. Without giving us much time to breathe, the knight fixes the spear and begins to charging at us again. It didn't take very long for severity of the situation to dawn as I quickly began to rack my head with a desperate wish. What can I do? What can I do here? That's when, through the mist, black space begins to envelop my vision once again. Wait, this is just like... And from the dark... Oh my god! Oh, Gregor! Dark light shines the ground. I reached toward it and see, unlike in the earlier phenomenon, which focused entirely and powerfully on Skadi, a single individual, what I saw this time was an unfamiliar place called Casimirez. This place was filled with the brim with things Doggy Herde would lose her mind over, like knights and their countless fans, an arena into which to test one's mettle, but one in Amiya's thoughts sits far from all that glory, in a very mundane-looking office. He wears a well-kept set of clothing, while his eyes, with a slight squint, focusing on reading the newspaper. The man looked more like an office worker than a knight, but the most radiant part of that scene was a banner hanging on the wall, and a sword. Doggy Herde was the first sinner who came to mind. Can she, an ardent admirer of knights and pursuer of glory, spin that energy from his sword as her own? Wait, no. He's different. I need someone who doesn't pursue glory. Someone who can handle their own tarnished glory. The sinner who can detachedly wield the entirety of their bygone honor is... Yes, there's just one. I'll trust you, Gregor. Use this ego to hew into the knight's charge. Split the waves.
Use the light to split the waves, huh? I hear you, Manager Bud. Let's do this.
Oh, your wall is feeling real loose now, huh? Now it makes sense. This honor! This glory! Won't be tarnished. The incandescent golden blades of light surge forth, cleaving through the darkness of the sea. The knight withstands and parries each of those lights away, but he comes to a stop when the last of the golden radiance cuts across the sea, and looks in our direction as if to admire it. And finally, the lighthouse makes a low, resonant creaking noise before firing a bright light towards the ocean horizon. Mayes has completed the repairs. Oh! The light has returned into its house once more! Silence! All! Mayes is saying something! Like I said, Mayes were peeking out the window and shouting something at us. Vessel Masters is still near the shores, somewhere in the coastline sea. It moored somewhere by the beach, somewhere quite a bit distant away from the village coast. Confirmed.
Confirmed. I railed in and got Dr. Calcite immediately. Oh, that's all well and good, but what about that monster?
Yeah, what if it charges the lighthouse again and destroys it? I heard it talk during our battle, but I don't think that creature is capable of actually communicating with them. This will be a problem. Oh! Don Quixote? Wait, don't get too close to it! It's too dangerous! That fucking face! Yeah, go to sleep, bro. Have a good one. Before we could stop her, Dokieda had already approached as close as she could to the seaboard, her eyes twinkling. She takes a brief moment to admire the knight and his steed, before asking in an energetic tone, "Oh, mighty knight! What is the name of thy noble steed?"
Rosinante.
Wait, she could communicate with him? Oh, 'tis quite the coincidence then. My noble steed is also named Rosinante.
One is not a comrade. They are a steed, you say?
Forsooth, a steed most fine indeed. It hath thus served me well over countless adventures of mine, despite its appearance. Yet, I must inquire thee, noble knight, wherefore dost thou strike this lights out so?
Ishan, it was not the waves are darker, miraculous.
Perchance, there was a tad inconvenient misunderstanding here then. Good night, I and mine compatriots are now embarking on an adventure most important, yet with thy obstruction we are unable to do so. Prithee, wouldst thou return to whence thou came? Okay, I regarded the knight with a stance that was at once courteous and brave. Take a guess who the last knight is based off of. Oh my god, the last knight is based off of Don Quixote Limbus Company? That's insane. The knight and his steed Rosinante stared back wordlessly at Don Quixote. I wasn't sure if she managed to get through to the knight, or if the knight just got lost interest, but both departed the lighthouse, looking out far into the distance. So they really exist, seaborns who hope for something other than just survival. Such powerful seaborns lurk at sea. Most of them do! Sorry, this is just so fucking funny to me. The seaborns are in the sea. Holy shit! You're right, donkey! You should be thankful that it somehow yielded a positive outcome. When are you going to fix that habit of rushing forward without thinking it through? Ahem, my apologies. While Don Quixote returned the knight with that bizarre conversation, Mia raised her voice happily as though she just received good news. What?
Dr. Calton, is that true?
What's going on?
The doctors managed to infiltrate the vessel masses. They're already done cleaning up the decks and are now waiting for the rest of us to arrive.
But it's been hardly 10 minutes since the lighthouse came on.
The doctor's an excellent strategist. And based on what Calton told us, I think they already had some plans in motion before we activated the lighthouse.
Great. Let us return to Scotty and join them. We returned to the raft and explained what had transpired. Scotty listened to us quietly before replying in the exact same manner as she did before. Someone's going to have to stay behind. I'll stay. Go find the vessel masters. You're going to refuse again if we offer help, aren't you? Yes.
And I'll see you after we retrieve the vessel masters. I'll let Doctor know what happened to you.
What an oddball.
나를 들뜨게 만드는 일은 많지 않지만 이번엔 그 귀중한 경우의 수에 들어맞았군. 잘 놀다 간다. 회수하지 않은 한피는 팁이다.
내 명을 들은 시비수 결집이다.
Oh my god! This is the doctor, researcher at Rhodes Island.
Nice to meet you. When I, after everything we went through, finally had the chance to meet the doctor of Rhodes Island, I realized that I had been building a vastly different image of them in my mind based on the name alone. I was thinking they were going to be someone like Giseng, Faust, or Hohenheim. But the first impression of them was similar to what I felt when I met K-Corp employee.
What voice? Should I just do my normal voice for Doctor? Given they also play a character?
The clock just ticked.
And this is Dante, a manager at Limbus Company. That ticking was just now. Was nice to meet you.
Okay. Thanks for the accompanying me. Honestly, I was pretty worried when we were separated at the border. I should thank you and Mia, actually. We've been a real pickle without her, so...
It's a bit embarrassing to repeat that myself.
Dante says we would have been in a real pickle without Miss Mia.
Sorry, Manager Bud. Can't talk human, so don't worry about it. We'll take over the translation. It is incorrect to state that the manager cannot talk human. More accurate assessment would be to state that the manager is incapable of accessing sonic means of communication, which includes verbal communication. However, they are able to produce a repetition of multiple sounds that may register on a similar scale to the ticking of multiple hands, seconds, hands, minute hands of a clock. I don't know. Something about the way Marisol put it sounds worse. I love how Doctor turned toward the camera slightly more than in Arknight and the computer called him fat. What the fuck? Don't worry. It's not a difficult task when only a single individual has to be translated. Doctor, let us move on to the next steps of the plan. Next steps? Thanks to Limbus Company's efforts, we obtained the exact coordinates of the vessel masses and managed to capture the decks with ease. However, Fabius, who is suspected of being a bishop of the deep, and his followers have barricaded themselves inside the bridge's control room. While it may seem as though they're hiding, I believe they're trying to bait us. As in, they are waiting for us to enter the bridge before summoning reinforcements from elsewhere to trap us in a pincer attack. Something like that. Mr. Constant smiling. I can't believe I'm about to say these words, chat. I cannot believe. Should I check out Arknights? I don't have anything inherently against other gacha games. I just usually don't like them as much as Limbus. Something like that. Going free to play is fun. That's actually huge. The elsewhere is most likely to be to sea, as the reinforcements are probably more sea terrors. Fabius is a seaborn, and the ocean will answer to the call of their kind. Limbus Company and Irene will head to the... Sorry. Huh? Ah. Sorry, I blanked out. Limbus Company and Irene will head to the bridge and neutralize Fabius. And Mia and I will accompany you to provide support and identify the situation within the bridge. In the meantime, Council and the other operators will remain on standby on the ship's exterior to the pre-designated locations. I'd like to avoid getting surrounded by sea terrors before we manage to take down the Church of the Deep within the bridge. I observed several entry points leading to the strait to the bridge, while we were working on repairing the vessel. Your force doesn't seem too numerous enough to close off all of them. It's true that there are many entry points here, but we don't need forces guarding every single one of them, especially here. The hallway is narrow, long, and straight, so... Makes sense to me. How about here? Are you sure you're not overly focusing your forces in a single checkpoint? Ah, let's see, but on a closer look. Looks like Commanding Officer Aldis is finally in her environment. Got any questions, Manager Bud? I have no idea what they're all talking about. Dante, no! That's not my fucking manager! This is very basic stuff, dude.
It's got a fucking truckload. Really? I saw you commanding the sinners earlier. You seem to be pretty adept at giving orders and making strategic decisions. Indeed. They seem to quite adept at making on-the-spot strategic commands and identifying exploitable weaknesses and patterns in their enemies. However, the Doctor and the Outsider are operating on a fundamentally different fields. No further elaboration is necessary. Agreed, that particular aspect of strategizing is not one of the manager Dante's obligations, and even if there was the chance for them to engage in such elements, it may be too early to do so. Is that so? It is. At least, that is what Faust has judged. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. That, you know what? Of course, this collaboration was made in, this Intervallo was made in collaboration with, Limbussing company, so I'm glad that they're not just hyping up, Arcanite shit. They're actually giving a lot of, like, pretty fair treatment to everything. And I really respect the distinction between the Doctor being a person who strategizes beforehand and sort of makes plans going into a battle, and Dante being someone who is in a battle and is able to make strategic decisions and sort of on-the-call judgments whilst in a battle. That's actually really cool. I like this.
What are they on about?
I was about to ask that myself. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, Dante, this is really basic stuff. Having finished her discussion with the... Wait, hold up. Let me test something. Okay, testing something. Having finished her discussion with the Doctor over the plan, Addis returned wearing a grim look. Huh? Is there something wrong with the plan? No, there wasn't anything wrong with the plan. I expected a certain degree of competency, but they were impressive, far beyond my expectations. Really? That good, huh? Even when I think back to my days in the line of duty, I can't think of too many like them.
Right, so they're dependable. Good enough for me. If your strategizing's done, let's get cracking.
What of you, Miss Mayers? If it is too much to face what awaits, then you need not follow us. I decided to stay here anyway.
Doctor's going to update you in real time on where the safe zones are, so please keep that communicator close to you.
I will. Hey, if Gramps... Is there something you liked us for us to do? No, nothing. If there's something you want to tell him, contact us through the communicator at any time. We're going to find a way to resolve this peacefully as we can. But if negotiations break down... Yeah, I know what you mean, Doctor. Be safe, everyone. Leaving Maze behind with her unfinished sentence. Dude, Maze is just fucking Demian. She knows too much. We followed the Rhodes Island team into the bridge. The bridge was as gaudily decorated as ever. Fabius, flanked by hooded followers and sea terrors, greeted us with a kindly smile.
Welcome.
I truly did appreciate this kindness. Wherefore did thou seek to harm us?
Your suspicions are certainly justified, but I implore you to think back. If you truly believe that we had sought you harm then, how would you explain that one peaceful night you had spent in Far Muerto? We have never wished you any harm. We did not then, and we do not now. Huh. Not even a day after you folks stabbed us in the back, like cowards. And you wanted us to believe that? Our wish has always been the same. We only wish to extend the freedom and to roam the seas to those with capable, kind-hearted souls.
Bro, I need to finish this. I have a D&D later.
Mate, we know we're just trying to turn us to sea monsters of some kind. Monster is only a name, the essence of it. changes not regardless of the name given to it. Become one with the sea, become one with the endless cycle of life, and one day your misunderstandings will end, and you will become to understand us. Looks like this fight between us is going to be unavoidable. I pulled out the identity cards the moment I saw Fabius raising his hand. The doctors seemed to have finished their preparations as well, as they and Amia stood opposite Fabius. Hey, coming! Get ready, everyone! Let's stop them here for good, no matter how long it takes. Their strategic formation prioritized reducing sacrifices to the absolute minimum. Their command sought to protect, sought to defend, and their forces were quick to follow them. Rhodes Island's operation was certainly impressive, but that's not exactly our style. All I could do was put my faith in the sinners, and push them onward. Our style is... trust me to bring you back, no matter how many times they cut you down. Let's wipe them out. I love this! Wait, this is kind of hype, though!
선물을 잔뜩 만들 수 있을 것 같아.
This is kind of hype, I won't lie.
기쁘고 신나는 날이요.
I love the distinctions between the sinners and the Rhodes Island operatives.
목을 떨고 주마.
본인이 방금 뭘 본 것인가? 엄청나게 강한 일격을!
한 점만 노린다. 좋아, 신탄하구만.
차포잡이라. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나.
Ahead of me and finish environment gimmick before I finish mine. I've done an environment gimmick before, but that was madness. I did an environment gimmick for a fucking silent orchestra ID. Like the distinction between the sinners is the sinners are purely offense. They don't care what the fuck happens to the sinners. They only protect Dante and no one else because at the end of the day, they come back. I like this. It's really good. It's awesome. It's fun. We have an S-Corp logo? Yeah. We've had for a while, I think. Maybe not a while, but we do have one. So, Ryoshu, please lock the fuck in.
눈부시지 않고 두려워하지 마. 깔끔한 헤드샷. 머리통에 적살났다고.
방금 전에 위대한 일격을 기록하는 중이라네. 이따가 버스에서 회고해야 하지 않겠는가?
짐승들의 재간을 풀겠다. 토끼를 본다. 그간의 전투 경주를 소려내라.
This code might be related to the Korean legend of Princess Bari. Oh, for fuck's sake. The exact guy I didn't want you to hit? Okay, dude. Yeah, let him reap your nutrients, bro. I don't care.
본인이 헤아리기엔 쉽지 않나 보네.
전투 감각 하나만큼 수감자가 되어
멍청이가 되어
이제 그 도통 알아들을 수 없는 말투만 고치면
목이
딱
떨어질
좋겠어.
수밖에.
4번 수감자.
꿰뚫어 퍼지리.
New Gregor Ego is so strong. I've seen people hit 70k with it. 70k is insane for Mirror Dungeon, actually. Like, that's a lot, yeah. I understand you get strong in Mirror Dungeon, but, like, that's strong? I don't know. The strongest run I've had in Mirror Dungeon had me hitting 30k. Not 30k. Didn't even have me hitting 10k. It almost hit 10k. With Ryoshu's Ego. And, 70k is insane. No, I'm not a Mirror Dungeon master. Well, actually, I'm getting close to being a Mirror Dungeon master, I think. I'm getting really good at them. I've been playing Limbussing for fun lately, so...
보는
목이
맛이
떨어질
나는군.
수밖에.
일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
It's all thanks to Air Gregor Coin Boost. True. It's true. There's this. Yeah, no. We have. Oh god, wait, yeah, all the Tremor gifts we have. Oh my god. Okay, to be fair, no. Tremor doesn't have everything. Bleed has everything. Do you know how fucking powerful Bleed is in Mirror Dungeon nowadays? Bleed and, to a certain extent, Charge. Charge is really powerful. If you could survive one turn, you just win. It's insane.
받아볼 테니까.
Rupture, honestly? Not Rupture to a lesser extent. Rupture's good because of Honglu, but it doesn't have that many gifts to support it in comparison to Tremor and Bleed. Poise struggles at extreme. Poise has so many packs, yet Poise still struggles. I'll be real. Sinking kind of sucks. I tried doing a sinking fucking extreme run. I got really like rich. Sinking kind of sucks right now. At least in my opinion, sinking kind of sucks. Sinking is not strong. There's like barely any outside ego gifts for sinking, I think. Yeah, Rupture game floor 15 is kill everything before it kills you, because sometimes you're just not going to win those clashes with Rupture. God, the funny, my beloved. No. Look, the fucking, actually, everyone. We're doing the funny. You win this first. Get him. I fucking love the funny. And he got to reload, which is nice.
짐승들의 재갈을 풀겠다.
This is the thing is, yeah, everyone can dip into Poise. Poise can't dip into everyone else. Also, little hack, little known information. Everyone can dip into Tremor. You only need the Tremor tier 4 to do the Tremor bursts. And then you get Fragile, and then you get them fucking offense level down. And that's just 3 Tremor gifts that gives them way... Like, Tremor is insane to just give on any team. Same with Charge. Anyone can dip into Charge. But Charge teams can dip into Charge way harder to an extent. You only need Bell, honestly? Frog Eye. Frog Eye is worth it. But there's also a bunch of other Tremor gifts that work along with that. Go, Gregor. Please roll heads, bruh. Still did work though. That's my goat.
세상에 완전 대박이잖아.
불가 막아내지 못하리.
He doesn't need hits heads on Code 4. It does more damage if it hits heads. I don't care.
감동적이지 않을 수 없네. 해결사 영웅.
Yeah, I understand that like it didn't need it, but like I wanted it.
흐릿한 등화 곱게 접은 종이에 번졌으니 식구의 하늘 용이 되어 빈 벽에 남았구나.
이번엔 유혹은 나도 퍼들지.
그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
How do we feel about Green Fluid Sack? I haven't actually given it like enough of a shot to know for sure.
먼저 빠진다. 적은
저는
무릎
위대한 일격을
너희의
기록하는
쓸모를
중인데
보여라.
이따가 버스에서 회고해야 하지 않겠는가?
받아볼 테니.
It's definitely a side grade. Yeah, I've heard. It has different uses to other two because of how focused it is. Let alone the fact it's healing based on Faust.
흐릿한 등화 곱게 접은 종이에
Yeah, it's very much a putting it at Faust was interesting. Putting a Hio go on Faust. We don't always need to do that. I understand, like, Faust is allowed he goes, but come on.
마음에 들면 들었다.
Give us nice things.
나래가 잘해. 이번엔 보기 드문 농장에게 칭찬을 아낄 나도
되었소리라.
와우! 벌써 재료를 저기까지 손질해둔 것이오? 오늘 공장 일찍 문 닫을 수 있을 것 같지요?
We need Pride Ego resources. Yi Sang, go! Yeah!
나 선 속을 벗어날 순 없다.
사랑으로.
What if this motherfucker distorts?
이것밖에 못해. 그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
피가 튀고.
And the fact that it's the new highest clashing Faust here, who desperately needs good clashing ego, it's well worth it. Oh yeah, no, in Mirror Dungeon, this ego scales at all. We've needed a Faust ego that scales, and finally we have it. We can be at higher Thunderer for a while. We don't need to blow a load immediately. Same with Gregor. We don't need to do that yet. Probably next, unless it's going to fucking reset our statuses, then I'll be sad. Why are we just cheating, bro?
Mission accomplished.
What? They're pretty persistent. Fabius flees again with using sea terrors as his followers as meat shields. Wait, no, I see it now. It's not Fabius who's putting them in harm's way to save himself. The sea terrors and the cultists are throwing themselves in our way, entirely willing to sacrifice their lives to ensure Fabius gets away. But for all that, the only place left for him to flee is on the ship. Wounded and cornered by the sinners and Irene's lamplight was the decks. Nowhere left to run, Fabius.
I understand that you can't help but continue. Thrash is struggle to live, even knowing that there's no hope. But running only makes your pain worse. That's different. Rabbi didn't run to live. A voice echoes through the dark sky.
Maya's? Maya's appearing quite different to how she did a moment ago. She approaches Fabius slowly, her expression solemn and mournful. She looks down at him wordlessly. I told you that your methods won't win their understanding, Fabi.
Ha! What a shame.
Where did my bottle go? My water bottle! Yeah, double Sinfinity boostful. Yeah.
What a shame. I thought those were such wisdom and aptitude would...
I hoped you would still be able to realize your ideal here, even after I'd left.
It will be realized. Fabius may die here, but we will remain. Now it is time. Devour me.
Fabius blurted out threw us off once again, even before we regained our footing for the shock of realizing Maya's true allegiance. Eat people? Oh, looks like they're about to give us a live demonstration of some gourmet art. I heard it's a pretty common thing in District 23 backstreets, but I'd rather not see it in person. Hey, I think I'm just going to look away. That's okay, right? Why did they feel the need to write that reaction there? Rodian's definitely seen that before. Given Rodian's story, I definitely think she's seen cannibalism before. Rodian's the biggest fucking liar in the group, other than maybe Aldous. Rodian's lying to herself more than anything else, though. Just what? Doctor, weaker seaborns willingly let themselves be devoured by stronger ones, thereby sharing their experiences and nutrients with them. This is a commonly accepted practice among them. But it is but a behavior that prioritizes survival over all else. It isn't done in any sense of sacrifice.
The time is here. Devour me. Set sail towards your ideal.
Oh my god, you're just Ishmael and Yisang, bro. She's not the furthest, she's not from Wycop, not the furthest away from District 23. It's also just like District 23 isn't the only place with cannibalism. Wycop definitely has cannibalism in the parts of the areas where people need to do that to live. Or at least some people who are desperate enough. Sorry, Fabi. I've still got some canned food left for me in the ship, and I think I'll delay becoming a seaborn for a little while. Why? I found a new destination. I'll gain a new power from there, and then become a seaborn. So now is not yet the time.
If that is your will, O Bishop.
Don't worry, your flesh will fatten the bloodkin of the sea. Maze waves her hand, and sea terrors climb up to the vessel from the ship and begin tearing into Fabius into pieces. Despite the way it looked, Fabius looked exhilarated. Nary a look of suffering or pain wrinkled his face as they ripped his flesh apart. We turned away from the scene that could not be described as anything other than cannibalism to look at Mayas. Galset, is she... Don't need to ask questions when the answer lies plainly before you, Doctor.
What is happening? Wherefore did young Mayas...
It wasn't Fabius. Mayas was the Bishop of the Deep. Wow. Wow, I'm so surprised. I'm in such shock and awe. Could
How can this be?
홍어는 그제야 알게 되겠지. 이 홍로가
한눈 팔지 마세요. 메마른 당신에게.
I'm broke! I'm sorry, Heathcliff. It had to be done. It's not you. Oh my god, it's a he though? I like Wingbeat. Yeah, is she?
오늘 하루도
Damn, I got insanely lucky on that. I got 30 and I only pulled 48. They've played us. No despair, we still have the upper hand. We defeated Fabius and his cultists already, and even if they were summoned as more sea terrors, we should be able to handle them without much trouble. Hey, Gear. What were you thinking the entire time as you deceived us? I had a feeling I knew what she was going to say to that. She was either going to say that it was for our sake, and it wasn't a deception at all, or maybe she'll give us one final gloating. But a reply, the words which were carefully selected after gazing out at the far ocean was not what any of us could have expected. I'm sorry. I thought this would be a better way to approach you, but I see how it could come across as nothing more than a deception. You're sorry? Why? Dante wants to know why you're sorry. Honglu is now our best translator, by the way. That Honglu is our goat. Simple as. Simple as. Oh, what? Well, that's because I did something wrong. Wait, hold on. You've been deceiving us all along, Maze, and now you're gonna...
Oi, what exactly are you after? You're after the same thing that geezer was, ain't it? Right. Turn us into your bloodkins, that was all for our sake. Giving us all kind of ridiculous excuses to turn us into one of those monsters.
I do hope that you would all one day accept becoming Seaborns, but I'm not about to demand that you let yourselves be transformed today, right here, right now. I understand that we all need some time to mentally prepare ourselves. May I understand your statement to be implying that you will not be forcing this upon us, should we refuse? That's correct. It'd be against manners to do what Fabius did, shoving sea terror cells inside of your body out of nowhere.
Manners, huh?
Well, I was taken aback by the fact that Mayers was a bishop of the deep. It was also true that Mayers had never tried to bring us harm, unlike Fabius, who attacked the sinners directly. While she did almost get us into big trouble with Irene while explaining things to us, it is also true that Mayers has been extremely helpful so far. It was her who led us to the lighthouse, and it was her who stayed on that crumbling lighthouse until repairs were done, as the terrifying night continued to assail its walls. What was your actual relationship to Fabius anyway? Just someone who also once strove to realize the visions of our ideal worlds. Our goals once converged, but not now. I was pretty taken aback too, when they attacked you at the back of the village. Maybe he got greedy when he saw Faust and Naudus repairing the ship. He got greedy? Fabius believed that welcoming capable people as bloodkin would expedite the Seaborn's evolution. Cool. So like you're some cult leader, but don't necessarily want to antagonize us. You still haven't told us what you're after, though. I'm going to the city that lies beyond the dimensional door. So you're trying to flee to a different world where the Inquisition won't be able to chase you? This isn't running away. You're good. Yeah, you what? I just want to help the people of the city, that's all. So I'm bringing the Seaborns to meet with me to the city. Don't tell me. You're going to invade the city alongside those monsters, then? Then the foghorn suddenly blared and the ship shook as it began to move. Vessel Masters has begun to move. Is this an automated sailing program? The Vessel Masters will now sail towards the dimensional door. I'll let Rose Island and Irene go right in front of the door, so don't worry. Did you seriously just tell us not to worry? Faust! Please calm yourself, Dante. It has not yet been determined if that is indeed the dimensional door connecting directly back to the city. No, it has to be. The warm, shining light and the voice from within is getting clearer and clearer. No! Marius, don't listen to the voice! No! Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! Why don't we just let them into the city? The battles thus far have done well enough to demonstrate the level of danger Seaborns pose. However, I doubt they'll get very far, even if they were to enter the city. Don't you agree? Carmen jump scare. That bitch that haunts the narrative. In Hongyan, we've all seen what happens when sapient, sentient, non-human entities enter the city. The head will take action the moment they realize their presence. Of course, we must prepare ourselves for repercussions in case they decide to hold Limbus Company responsible once the dust settles. Yet it is also very likely that we will fully escape any culpability, as we saw in the memories of the Kong massacre. Your thoughts, Faust? Urban Nightmare, however... God, no, that's insane! Holy shit! That's insane! That's insane disrespect! I won't lie, that's insane disrespect! Faust just did the Speed Force. We don't know whether that's the door. Carmen. That's insane disrespect to immediately go, urban nightmare. Immediately designate them. Dude, the hunter has a job. Stop doing it for them. However, considering its specific attributes, it will not take long for them to rise to become a star of the city level threat. There is a reasonable possibility that they may be issued an impurity civitas classification. Is that not an acceptable risk? If not the head, they should be manageable by a wing. This isn't that terrible of a calamity. But Kaltsit shook her head resolutely. No. Your technology seems to be based on something else, which is neither Originium Arts nor any of its derived technology. And that is precisely what could make your world vulnerable against Seaborns. Is it because they learn fast? Yes. Those in the front lines of the war against Seaborns stubbornly stuck to using traditional low-tech weapons. Deploying high-technology weapons against them is the only going to make you an enticing meal.
Then, can't we just let whichever unfortunate win that ends up finding these?
Do take into account that it may take a significant amount of time to earn their trust. Even if they were to be convinced, there would be other parties with alternative perspectives on the matter, complicating issues. So there's such thing as Class 4 weapons in Arknights. Seaborn can survive and adapt to them. To put that in perspective, Class 3 weapons are miniaturized black holes, and Seaborn can adapt to survive them. The situation will rapidly grow out of control if backstreet syndicates or fixers get involved, unless the head designates a taboo to prevent it. Even then, considering what she has been saying... Yes, we must consider the possibility that it may be capable of absorbing the head's technology as well, before they expelled from the city. How do you plan on helping the people of the city, Mayors? By giving them a chance to become Seaborns. What do you want about? Become Seaborns?
She ain't all there either, eh? What kind of help is that? Maze, you know that there's no different from what the Church of the Deep is doing here.
No, it is different. Because someone showered the city. The light. Oh, I've been talking to this gal. The light? The beam of light from the White Night and Dark Days incident. How do you... Could it be? Becoming a Seaborn is to become a part of the great will called We Many. By doing so, one could reborn as an altruistic life form. But at the cost of ego, the sense of self. And that's always been my issue with it. Everyone has beliefs of their own, dreams of their own. It feels too empty to lose all of that when they inevitably lose their sense of self as they become Seaborns. Look, I want each Seaborn to have their own wishes. But the light shining through the dimensional door to our world is too faint to push them toward that evolution. If only the light of the city could become more tangible, it might just be able to give every Seaborn an identity of their own to remain uniquely themselves. Holy shit! Wait, this... No, okay, Chad, sit down with me. This collab might be peak. This is fucking fantastic mixture of world-building elements that go together perfectly. This is so fucking cool. Then why is it that you advocate towards those of the city to join the Seaborns, when one could simply learn more of the light for returning here? At first, I thought all I needed was to clue better evolution, but Don Quixote's tales of adventures changed my mind. Mine... adventures? You don't understand just how precarious you all are. And how would you, when you were born into that kind of world from the very start? A place where life has become a commodity, and gold one of its few religions? The city has abandoned its yesterdays to survive today, and by doing so has given up its tomorrows. Appreciate the commitment to not spoil the ruiner twist to the people coming from Arknight, yeah. Just as I needed the light, the city needs Seaborns. I also appreciate, Don Quixote's tales are wondrous and adventurous. And, usually of the, brighter parts of the city that, the injustice is few. because if you linger too much on the injustice, it becomes sad and depressing, and she wants those to be wondrous tales. So the fact that just through Don Quixote's tales alone, the city is such a horrific place that it needs Seaborns. Despite the and just not even seeing the actual horrors of the city, which are frankly probably way more than Don Quixote ever even thought of covering. It needs the tenacious hold to life and the absolute unconditional selflessness. But at the end of the day, it still means that everyone has to turn into monsters. People ostracize the other. Something that isn't like me, something that feels alien to me, something that I don't know or understand. So that fear is natural. This is solely Don Quixote's fault, kinda, yeah. She's smiling so hard in the corner there! Because Seaborns are not human. Just have to cross their threshold once. Miss Mayers, do you believe the nature of humanity is to be evil? Humans are selfish. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Good things could come from selfishness, that's for sure. But the side effects have become simply unsustainable. You've been through countless battlefields where Rhodes Islands fought tooth and nail for the rights of the infected. But what came of it? Peace? No, it's the same. But still, we're all still getting better, little by little. I'm not trying to deride those small incremental steps and call them meaningless. Change takes time, and should it continue, I believe your efforts can become a beacon of light that will lead humanity towards a brighter future. But what about everyone who is sacrificed while you're taking your time, taking those incremental steps? Every single day of that incremental change is marred by unjust deaths. Some are enslaved for no reason than their differences. People live in despair that seems to have no end. I agree with what the light told me. People are diseased. They're so sick that even in the far-flung future, even on the day the world ends, they will continue to fail to look forward, obsessed with scrutinizing each other in search of those differences. Even when Aegir returns to the sea, they're still going to bully and hate anyone with pointed ears, labeling them Aegirs. Even when Oropathy is truly eradicated, people are going to suspect or persecute someone as the infected. People are imperfect beings. You're right, there probably isn't anyone out there who can really sacrifice themselves for the sake of others with nothing but perfect selflessness. But not when it comes to Seaborns. They don't suffer from all this absurdity, nor are coerced to sacrifice against their will. They have the power to progress toward a better future built from mutual understanding. Because they're the kind of life form that seeks common ground instead of scrutinizing for differences. The bells. A strange shaped form shivers, materializes before Mayers. I couldn't quite tell what it was, but it was round, and it looked like a tool. It is possible that she had already met the conditions for efflorescence. A possible explanation would be the absence of the particular pull required to draw it out of her, or the insufficiency of it.
This isn't anything like the arts. What is happening in front of Miss Mayers?
Is our proximity to the dimensional door increasing the potency of influences coming over from the city? Precisely. The connection to Faust returning to normal levels seems to indicate that... But wait, can people in other worlds, Mayers, also manifest ego? Internal conflict and anguish is a commonality among every intelligent entity, regardless of whether they are from the city or not. Therefore, yes, Faust is quite positive of this possibility as well. However, what does that mean? The potential to effloresce and ego implies the potential to distort as well. You've been dreaming for a long time, Mayers. Drawing your own picture of an idealized world. And you've chosen the ocean as the means to building a path toward that vision. Yet, why have you failed to take a leap of faith yourself? I had to make preparations. Seaborns are beautiful, there's no doubt about it. It's just that a key piece was missing to really achieve what I want. See, Miss Mayers was wrong about individuality in the city and the light. The light doesn't create individuality. It enhances the gap between becoming yourself and becoming something else. Whatever you're close to, you fall through the edge to. If you manifest ego, your individuality is expressed in form, and yet if you distort, you become closer and closer to simply just the human subconscious. The light supplements humanity. It doesn't substitute it. It puts it to the extreme ends. Seaborns are beautiful. You're not being honest with yourself. I know it very well that you were afraid of becoming one of them. Oh, shut the fuck up, bitch. The fear that your own creed might crumble, that you might lose your own self, your ego. The fear that you might end up becoming nothing more than another thing, swept away up by the ineffably overwhelming will. Isn't it terrifying that this hope could just disappear in a blink?
Who was she talking to?
Is this just something Limbus Company has experience with? If so, I'd appreciate an explanation.
Just hearing that voice. She's hearing that... She's hearing that voice.
When the singular faith that one had absolute confidence in breaks in one fell swoop, and their ironclad will is shattered, people of the city have the potential to distort into a monstrous form at any time. It is said that these phenomena are often accompanied by the distortion individual hearing a disembodied voice. Indeed, those who distort would oft behave as though they were engaged in a conversation. Of course, the same could be said for those who awaken ego.
At first, I thought it was Kathy, but it wasn't her. The voice was beautiful, confident, even cozy. The kind of voice that puts all deep contemplation to sleep. So calm, so warm. No, there is more to the sunshine than its warmth.
The sunshine? Mesol's distorted before. Chad, I think Medsalt has distorted before. He killed an Arab man after distorting. Chad, I think Medsalt has distorted. Or at least he had heard Carmen. You don't share your interest with the other devotees. Survival isn't what you care about. What you really care about is giving everyone a chance to experience what it feels like to live in a world of warmth. Ephemeral it may be. He distorted into a gun that killed an Arab man. The sun was in his eyes, as the sun was his eyes, as he was the sun. Right. We just have to be more than just prolonging our existence. What really matters isn't survival. It's what we leave behind for posterity, our legacy. As long as there is a guarantee that the light can indeed protect the sense of self, it'll be more than enough to convince people to become Seaborns. Please, you don't have to concern yourself with what other people might think, Mayors. But everyone has their own wishes. I can't just bulldoze over theirs to force mine upon them. But that's not what you really believe, is it? You know better than everyone. Fuck. While you hesitate, countless people who are bound to the inescapable bridle will continue to suffer. That might be true, but it's okay. You don't have to hide the shape of your heart, its colors, The only thing you have to concern yourself with is how you can lead the people of the city. And then Terra. Okay, we can't just sit here and let this happen. Operators, to position.
Operator's unable to approach. She's surrounded by a strange field. Doctor!
Whenever someone would distort due to reasons other than the monolith, a strange pressure would prevent our approach, as though to stop us from interfering. Looks like that applies here too, all the way in over in another world. Love is our collective destination, after all. So please, let go of this tool that might break your heart. Don't force yourself to walk the path of thorns. Your pilgrimage needn't be that of suffering. No, you don't believe in any recourse, do you? Other than this, anyway. Don't you think we should find a better, faster path with less suffering? Before more people inevitably hurt each other with their ill intent? You're right. If there is no recourse, it has to happen faster. I can't waste any more time while people suffer. Follow your wishes. Follow your desires. And paint. Let's show them a painting of your world reflected in your eyes. Before compassion they believe in becomes completely worthless. Clean mirror, calm water! Lol, lmao. We found it. I understand the shape of your heart, and what makes you want to enter the city. But we still know so little about Seaborns, about Terra, about Iberia. Oh my god, hi Rim! Hi! Oh, funny to see you here. We were just on the sea. Whatever may have lit that fire under the feet, I can't bring you with us to the city as you are now. Even before the sinners had the chance to translate my words, May slowly turned in my direction, as though she clearly understood my words. But I must, Dante. Your adventures were full of exhilarating tales, and I saw kindness in every word and action of you and your friends, but that's not enough.
You don't think they'll change?
No, they will. In the far, far future. An incandescent brilliance burst forth from before Mayors. Oh! Past the light, I saw the ocean. The calm sound of gently lapping, crashing waves. The immense golden brilliance. A portal? Where did it come from? Dungeon of the Fathoms. A gate that leads into one's heart. This periphery is where LCB Department's specialty begins. While what lies beyond this periphery does not necessarily warrant Rhode Island's perspective. Can you guys help? I don't know what kind of fathoms I'm walking into, but I have a feeling that we're going to need your assistance. Doctor
Counts it.
We're only here to investigate the dimensional door, but I don't want us to turn our backs on people who we can help.
Rhode Island, accept Limbus Company's cooperation requests.
I'll go too. You're still in Iberia, and I can't let Iberian business be handled solely by outsiders, let alone connected to the Church of the Deep. Don't worry, it's not... hold up. It's not the first time we're letting someone not in our group into a Dungeon of Fathoms. We'll be fine. More sea terrors. Given the circumstances, seems very likely the sea terrors that were swarming in the lighthouse are coming this way as well. I'll call Scotty here. You'll be staying behind then? Amia will go with you, Doctor. Following Mayors, who had already disappeared into the portal, we take our steps into the utopian world beyond. Do you know what, chat? I've been thinking about this. I'm pretty excited for Murder in the Warp Express got Bokak. And not because I think we're going to get Cassetti, although I do think we're going to get Cassetti. I'm excited for this because I genuinely think Faust is going to have differences in her voice acting the moment she's disconnected from Gesellschaft. And I want to hear what that looks like, sounds like. I think that's exciting. Let's go Kurokuma. If we're doing one Kurokuma, might as well do two. I'm making you thumb as well.
명 받았습니다.
Goddamn. Stream doesn't seem to be coping well. Help. Ads, okay. Okay, we should be back. Shit, man. Stream is not coping well, I won't lie. Do I need to restart stream again? I feel like I might need to. I don't know what the fuck is up. Let me try... I seriously don't know what the fuck is up. We back? God, it's a beautiful city, though. Like the city, what? Why are my lights off, bro? Latency test? That's gonna be real bad. I got food. Long? Yeah. Well, shit. We'll live. I think my internet provider is just having issues today. They've been having issues for the past couple days. I don't know why. News that the war's been getting grimmer by the day. The sea terrors are coming, swarming. This is the day when the ocean-born calamity broke and sunk Iggy's seemingly infinite starward growth.
Aren't you going to the surface, Maze? More and more people have been getting too anxious to stay in Agate.
I'm not. If Agate falls, it means that the surface will is soon to follow. Why? Think you'll have the surface too?
I'm thinking about it.
Well, there weren't that many. People around me began to leave for the surface. I considered them some to be close acquaintances. They all tried to convince me to leave with them. But fleeing my home in favor of the land that didn't feel right. The foretold calamity descended. Dealt a heavy blow to Aegir, but the surface suffered much worse. I had to help them. How could I not, after hearing such a terrible thing has happened? I think I'll head to the surface. Seriously? The surface? Think hard about it before you go. If you could leave now, coming back might not be longer an option. Every day must be a struggle for them. At least I don't have to fear for the immediate tomorrow. My responsibility to provide help is someone who is far better off than them. Even by a little. Damn, if you had that kind of mind process in the fucking city, yeesh. I know. But if I don't go there, things will only get much worse for the dangerous for the land dwellers.
Maybe that danger is the very thing that'll hurt you.
I still think I have to help them. I procured myself an Aegirian research vessel at a cheap price and bring me to the land. Unable to even submerge itself while moving, this wasn't exactly the best ship out there, and I normally wouldn't have even given it a second look. But I thought it would at least help me navigate the coastal sea. I didn't expect this. The very first thing I witnessed on the surface was a bottomless hostility against the Aegir. They denied my and Aegir's offer to help, for the sole reason that I came from the sea. They denied my compassion, my research.
Get lost! We don't need your stupid research. You're from the same place as that calamity, aren't you?
You really think we're so stupid that we trust you? They confiscated my catalyst and tore my research apart. My wish to stand with them against the calamity was devoured by the hatred born from the same calamity. Any kindness, any compassion I gave them was repaid twofold in hatred and suspicion. Did the terrible conditions of this land transform them into monsters? Was this always their nature? It wasn't long before the research vessel I brought from Aegir was confiscated out of suspicion. A few weeks later, when my family came across that vessel by the beach, there was an uncanny name inscribed on its side. Rebellion de la Masses. But none of that was enough to stop me from continuing my research for the sake of the land dwellers. I went through so many trial and errors to somehow impede the sea terror's rapid evolution, to revive the Iberian soil contaminated by the Neversea branch. But my work bore barely any fruit, and I let the days float by as I watched the Inquisition arrest the Aegir one by one. My sea terror samples and research notes came into view. They all looked completely different from one another. Some of them with fundamentally different physiologies. Even still, nothing stopped them from being us instead of I. And for the first time I became doubtful of my efforts to interrupt the evolution. But Tails, we're not Entirely fabrications. Maze is a bishop of the Church of the Deep, so that automatically makes her a sinner in the eyes of— excuse the fuck me! In the eyes of the Inquisition, regardless of her reasons. The more I studied them, the more I found them to be such compassionate, altruistic creatures. All they cared about was their survival, without even a hint of selfishness. They're not the same evil monsters from the sea. Mares, I can see that seaboards may not be evil, but it doesn't matter what they are, whether they are kindly life forms, or whether they are simply a different form of civilization. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. Because Iberia and her Inquisition does not define Seaborns as evil. Seaborns are our enemy. Threats to human existence. The Inquisition and the head would get along. I have but one thing to say as an Inquisitor. You, all of you, are my enemy. But it would be good for the Inquisition if I were to leave the city, wouldn't it? Why would you say it's a good thing for us to toss our problem into another world? That'll be like abandoning our own pride. Unless the people of the city, give you permission. As an Inquisitor, I can't let you do that. Yeah, and don't get your hopes up about that either. You can wrap it in a box that says compassion for all you want. But Mayors, your course isn't exactly the direction I'd like to sail in. As for the rest of the sinners, prepare for battle, in silent agreement with Ishmael's stand. Mayors muttered with genuine disappointment. I didn't want to have to do this. Waves. I had no... Oh, motherfucker. Better word to describe the horde of sea terrors crashing into us. This is the only way it could have ended. Your words are composed entirely of your own color, and no one else's. Manager Dante, right? You speak. We will hold the line and defend this place against the sea terrors rushing in from the rear. So, in the meantime, can you take down Mayors and deal with the remaining sea terrors? Absolutely. The manager has responded affirmatively. All operators will be drawing the sea terrors to us. We don't need to take them all down. We just need to act as a wall between their wave and the people of Limbus Company. Irene, I would like to ask for your help as well. As for Amia, please assist Limbus Company, just in case. Okay.
Okay, then let the mission begin.
Yeah, don't give the Arcanines player too much choice, I guess.
명 받았습니다.
And apparently my connection is excellent now.
リンバスカンパニーの皆さんとご一緒できて本当に嬉しいです。